Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My brain has been throwing around a theory about the Kiely Rodni case, and the longer that I've thought about it, the more like my butterflies in my stomach are starting to catch up with my brain. So I wanted to throw this out there as complete speculation and just based off things that I'm hearing over the past few days about this case and get you guys' thoughts, because man, I think it could maybe be possible. I don't know if any of y'all have seen this, but I'm going to link this video probably in the pinned comment. Chronicles of Olivia posted a video on the 3rd of September, so like 3 days ago, and she's claiming that two girls in that infamous photo that Ryan Upchurch is using, stating that the girl with the blonde hair looks dead in it, and I mean, to be honest, the way it looked, I even agreed on that, but y'all already know how I feel about that situation. The blonde girl and the brunette in the front that everyone thought was Sami, but obviously go to the same eye doctor as Ryan Upchurch and can't tell that it's not her, contacted this Olivia girl on this YouTube channel and told her that that was them in that photo. And it was taken at a party on August 5th, but not in Prosser. The girl claiming to be the blonde stated that this party took place at Golden Eagle Park in Sparks, Nevada, which is actually only about an hour drive from the Prosser campground. Okay, so hear me out. What if Kiely and Sami were really in Reno at this party? And maybe the mom was told she was going to the Prosser party, but really she went to this one. And what if that explains not only why, out of hundreds of kids that were apparently in Prosser, no one is claiming to have seen her or Sami at this party? What if that is also the reason why Jagger felt the need to go and search in Reno instead of at the campground? Maybe he knew that that was the party that she was going to be going to instead of Prosser. And what if deciding if it was actually her vehicle that Nick, the roadside assistance guy, saw was whoever she drove out to that party, driving her vehicle and her body back to Prosser because that's where she told everyone she was gonna be. Now, Nick, the roadside guy, as we've talked about, had a really good description of the male that was with the SUV on the call. And while a lot of it does sound like Jagger, people are right, that hat is very popular in that area. But let me remind you, a lot of people that are following the Dylan Rounds case has taken a photo of James Brenner wearing the exact same hat that Dylan Rounds is wearing in another photo, and using it as a way to blame him for Dylan's disappearance. So I'm not really quite understanding why the same sentiment isn't being taken here. But I will say, not all of Nick's description fits Jagger. Alright? Y'all are right. Because his hair is ridiculously long, and while he does have a few spots on his face, a couple of moles, it's not as drastic or as noticeable as someone would be describing it the way that Nick, the roadside guy, is. And now I'm not going to say any names here, because if you're following this case and you pay attention to detail, you're going to know exactly who it is that I am speaking about. But there is a female who is a friend of Kiely's that has very dark brown roots of her hair with several noticeable marks all over her face, that has a lower toned voice that could possibly sound a lot lower if extremely tired, stressed, and hungover, who could possibly get away with being considered a male if her bleached blonde hair was tucked under a baseball cap. Again, I'm not going to say a name, and again, it is all speculation, but there is a lot of bullshittery going on here, and my gut is telling me she was not at Prosser. I really feel like she was at Sparks. The Boca area where Nick, the roadside guy, apparently saw the vehicle and this male person along with the other female that was with the SUV is literally on the route between these two places. Now, as for who the female with the male could have been, I am under full belief that it was definitely not Kiely. I'm not sure which one of the friends it could have been, but it definitely was not Kiely. I am going to go ahead and speculate. I believe the popular theory going around that her body was already in the back of that SUV. If this sighting of this SUV is true, and their strange and odd behavior was not for uncomfortableness with each other, but an uncomfortableness in the situation and the constant moving around and tag chase game that they were playing, coming together and then moving apart, was, I believe, a distraction so that the roadside guy would not look inside of the vehicle. Now, it is sort of strange, again, about the whole seatbelt questioning thing, but I am just going to go ahead and say that that was probably whoever this was trying to see how they could stage the situation. Again, speculation, but damn, man. And now we also know that Sami not only is blatantly admitting that both of her parents are lawyers, but that they have now hired her a defense attorney. So yeah, maybe this isn't an entire town cover-up. Maybe this is just a few kids who lied to their parents about where they were going to be, and they did a really crazy job hiding things. Because, I mean, even think about it. What if something happened and they came back with her phone for it to ping at Prosser before removing the battery and discarding of it? That's the only other thing that makes any sense, because they searched right there where the phone pinged. Like I stated before, we watched them in the water, okay? As much as I don't agree with the way that law enforcement worked this case, if she was 50 feet from her last phone ping when they searched, they'd have found her. I am more convinced now that the phone ping was staged by someone else, and that her vehicle and her were placed in the water after the fact. Again, I could be wrong, but I want to know what you guys think about my theory here. Is it possible that that's the reason why no one from the Prosser party has a damn thing to say? Jeez.